what does it mean to have foresight? Foresight is related to vision. Vision is related to clarity. You want to see clearly. And foresight is the ability to see forward. It's more of a masculine quality that we can see. We can plan, we can prepare. It's from that foresight that gives our life a sense of direction. We feel guided to make decisions based off of that direction. Hello.
We'll just walk by you.
Yeah, that's fine. And that foresight to see perhaps the steps in something practical, a project, traveling, building a home. It's very practical. This is why it's associated with preparation. So that you're ready. So that you can take action. You take action because you see. You see the path ahead of you. Because you have a clear vision. That foresight is what allows you to actualize your potential. Perhaps you just have the dream, the vision, that inner vision. You can see it. It's only imagination. And to bring that into reality, to manifest it, requires that foresight that can take that raw potential and structure it, form it, shape it. Seeing what steps are needed. Being able to see things before they happen. That allows you to move wisely. Now, often this foresight is developed from your hindsight. After lived experiences, you gain hindsight. You can reflect back on the experiences. What went well, what didn't go well. You learn from it through that introspection, through that reflection. You're gaining wisdom. You're seeing deeper. That vision is penetrating into different areas of your life. And you're sort of extracting the wisdom from those lived experiences. That wisdom is then used. Moving forward, where you then have the foresight to see things from a different perspective. An advantage point. That higher perspective allows you to see further. Like being on the top of a mountain, you can see further than you can in the valley. With that clear vision, it's like a clear blue sky. There's visibility. Things aren't hidden like they are when it's foggy. So that clarity that comes from that higher perspective that allows you to see further, allows you to prepare and plan wisely. You're able to respond instead of react. And when you respond, you're responding from that deeper wisdom that has been lived from your past experiences. That wisdom that's gained from the introspection and reflection. The wisdom that's gained from hindsight is then used to see your life from a higher perspective, giving you a greater advantage with that new foresight. You're then able to make changes in your life, to respond, to adapt, to evolve, to prepare, to plan. In a way that supports your life with that wisdom. Without that reflection, that introspection, there's no wisdom that's gained. There's no hindsight. And when it's not applied through foresight, then you see that you just keep on making the same, let's call them mistakes. They're not really mistakes. You just are repeating the same patterns. But the more you reflect, the more you have that hindsight, the more you can extract that wisdom from your lived experience. Now I want to make a note here that it's from your lived experience. It's not like reading books or watching other people live their life. But your lived experience is what gives you that living wisdom. It's only that living wisdom that gives you that higher perspective, that greater advantage that can be applied moving forward. Hello. That can be applied moving forward. And you see, it's that foresight that allows you to change direction. to change the course of your life as you move forward, as you progress. It's very similar to walking in circles because you're lost in the wilderness. And you're only walking in circles because you don't know it. But as soon as you get to a hill, something high, let's call it a mountain, then it's from that higher perspective that you can see the way forward. It's from that foresight that you can see where you want to go. Okay, this is where I am, and if I follow the stream, if I follow the river, it's going to lead me there, to the ocean. And I can see the ocean. It's in that direction. It's that foresight that lets you change the course of your life. You're no longer repeating the patterns, like walking in circles. You change the course of your life. You change your direction because you can see. It allows you to respond instead of react. It allows you to plan and prepare. You can see the next step. You can see the path, the course that you're on. That foresight, that vision, it allows you to walk confidently. You really don't even need confidence when you have that vision. If you were to close your eyes or walk in the dark, you have to gain some confidence because you can't see the terrain. You can't see the path. You don't know if there's a rock in front of you, the edge of a cliff, or a tree. But in the daylight, with your eyes open, you don't need confidence to move forward. Why? Well, because you can see clearly. You can see ahead. That vision, that foresight is much like that. So you see this relationship between hindsight and foresight. You see how it's very practical. This is not some abstract idea. You see how it directly changes the very course of your life. It's the difference between living with clarity and without it. Having a vision and not having a vision. This allows you to create intentionally, to actualize your potential. You can see where you're going. And because you can see where you're going, your life has intention and direction. It has purpose, it has meaning. And that higher perspective, that greater advantage point, is not something that you visit every now and then, like in our metaphor that you would have to climb to the top of the mountain. It's like simultaneously being on the top of the mountain, being able to see clearly where you're going, in what direction you want to move in what's ahead. Seeing from the top of the mountain on a clear day, and simultaneously walking the path. And that path that you're walking is the life that you're living. Just because you have that realization, that moment of clarity from the top of the mountain, doesn't mean that you stop living. It doesn't mean that you stop walking the path. The only difference is now you can see. You keep walking. Meaning you keep living. But the difference is you're living with a vision. You're awake. Your eyes are open. You're not unconsciously repeating those patterns. You're no longer lost. If you're still watching this video, it's because this message is resonating with you. You know it's not enough to just simply have that moment of clarity, the aha, the epiphany, the realization from the top of the mountain. Perhaps you've had that moment of clarity. Perhaps you've experienced that it was fleeting. Oh, if only I could get back there. I just need to get back to the top of the mountain. And what if it's not about getting back to the top of the mountain? What if it's about living with that clarity right now? That you're not supposed to get back to the top of the mountain. What if it's more like there's a part of you that's already on that top of the mountain, and there's a part of you that's walking the path. And you're now being invited to integrate that clarity in your everyday life. What if it's about coming down from that mountaintop, so to say, coming back to the village in the valley, and integrating that realization that you had so that it's embodied, so that that you that's on the mountaintop is the same you that's walking the path. What if it's about dissolving that illusion of separation, that there's a you on the mountain and there's a you in the valley? What if it's about dissolving that split? Between what was realized and what is lived. What if they're not opposite? What if they're actually one? And that's what you're being invited into. This message is resonating because it's the message of wholeness. This invitation is for you to not only realize you in your wholeness, but to live you in your wholeness. Join me in truth.